this looks a bit different. This isn't Raspberry Pi or electronics or motors. What's all this about then?
Hello, welcome to a Dr. Pi video. Not really a tutorial as such. I suppose I'm teaching you or transferring an idea. So here we go anyway. I'm currently studying to recertify one of my Cisco exams, which involves memorizing lots of commands, which aren't very interesting to be honest with you. Tracking, access control lists, distribute lists, DHCP, blah, blah, blah. See, already, can you remember the words? No, but can you remember what was on the black screen when those 4 words scrolled up? Monkey? Yeah. Well, what I've been reading about is attaching images to words, and another thing I've read about is the idea of memory palaces. I've yet to fully read up on that, but it involves allocating a room in a palace to each thing you need to remember, and then you kind of walk around it. Anyway, I digress. Today I'm going to be trying to use this image and describe this image, and I created it in Photoshop, by the way. I've created it to help me visualize and memorize some boring commands, as I've already mentioned. So the image is a track with something blocking the track. It's ACL, so the ACL is blocking. And in the distance, D-I-S-T, distance, I couldn't really think of an image for distribute, it was just not happening. So distance, in the distance, distribute, we have DHCP, and again, I couldn't really make anything visual for DHCP, but I think it will work. So if you close your eyes, and then rather than think of the black screen with the white words scrolling up, close your eyes and think of the picture. Okay, what can you see? A track and a red and white thing with ACL written on it. The red and white thing is blocking, so it's ACL is blocking. And in the distance, in the hills in the distance, D-I-S-T, distance equals distribute, so distribute is another word to remember. And in the distance is DHCP. So this image is helping me memorize 4 things. These 4 things are relating to subjects which could, and I gather will, crop up in the CCNP TSHOOT exam. Now, tracking could relate to HSRP, so Hot Standby Router Protocol. And for instance, if the routers aren't failing over correctly, then one of the routers could be tracking the wrong interface. It obviously needs to track an interface which will go down. When the interface goes down, then the tracking will decrement the value, and then the standby router will take over and become active. So that's tracking. We're looking at the track, the photo of the track. Okay. ACL. The ACL is blocking. Now, an ACL could block. It could block using the deny in an access list featuring deny, which is blocking the exchange of HSRP hello packets. Now that could stop an HSRP active standby pair of routers establishing it's a virtual IP. So ACL blocking. This in the distance. So we've got distribute. We could have a distribute list. A distribute list could have permit or deny, and that could be stopping the exchange of routes. So yeah, distribute. And then DHCP, we could have a router interface which is obtaining an IP via DHCP, and if DHCP is failing or not working, we could have a case where the interface of the router has no IP address because it's not receiving it via DHCP. So I think that visual image should help. It's a bit better than just trying to memorize 4 words, and even trying to put a story to them. Track, act, distribute, DHCP is pretty difficult to make a story with them. I think you'll agree. If you disagree, well, up to you. So, can you remember what was shown on the screen with the words at the start? Yeah, monkey. So that kind of reinforces the idea that visual images are more memorable than just a bunch of words, especially just black words on a white screen or vice versa. I first came across this, well, not first, but I came across it again recently when I was reading something about speed reading and putting down what they call markers. So the markers are little visual visualizations of the words and the sentences that you need to remember. And I think this is going to be useful. This is obviously something I made in Photoshop. This is just my idea. There's suggestions that maybe other people, I think 10% of learners struggle to visualize, and also other people visualize by picturing cartoon images or clip art, for want of a better word. So you might visualize a racetrack, and ACL, difficult to kind of attach an image to that, really. Distribute, I guess with distribute you could think of somebody stood in a shopping precinct distributing leaflets, handing out leaflets. DHCP, well, you could make a mnemonic for that, but again, you'd probably have to remember 4 different things there, and then there's the trade-off remembering 4 extra things with just picturing DHCP carved on the hills as if it's kind of the Hollywood letters. So leave that one to you, but track, ACL, distribute and DHCP, there's an image for you. I've chosen quite a boring image or an unmemorable one, and I hope this kind of illustrates the idea of visualizing. I think I've said enough, really, so I'll leave it to you to go in, research, have a play with, practice, and yeah, this is just for a Cisco networking exam, but it can apply to anything. I think it probably takes a lot of practice, and it's something that I'm going to keep practicing as well, because as everyone says, a picture paints 1,000 words. So if you can remember a picture, then that's 1,000 words, hopefully stored away in your head, that you can retrieve in the pressurized situation of a 90-minute exam on some business park somewhere, and you've paid £200 to sit the exam in. you don't really want to be taking it twice. So yeah, I'll leave you with that. I hope this has been interesting, and yeah, I may come back with some more goodies for you soon. Please subscribe if you like it.